Hi there. Welcome to Tech Talk Weekly. I'm Bob from Creation Station. This is our weekly show where we talk about 3 or 4 interesting tech topics in the news, get you on your way in about 20 minutes. We got a special bonus thing for you today. I'm not sure we'll be able to finish in 20 minutes. My guest today, Matt Kelly, who is our creator in residence out at the Creation Station Music at Collier City Library. How are you doing today, Matt?
Doing excellent. Thank you so much for having me, Mr. Bob. I've heard so much about the podcast, and I'm happy to be a guest.
Oh, yeah, we're going to do this. Everybody has to hang around for this full one. We're going to get into it's craziness. It's craziness. But let's get our normal stories out of the way first. That we kind of stuff that we usually hit on here, and then wait till Matt fills you in on what you can do. So, Matt, just how much are you willing to pay to get a free TV?
How much am I willing to pay for a free TV? Well, money isn't the only currency these days, right?
There you go.
Yeah. It seems to be a new gold on the block. It starts with a D, right? Data.
Yep.
Yes, sir. So, an email. Yeah, sure. I'll give you my email, but that's as far as I go.
Yeah. So as we're talking about here, you can see in the pictures here on the stream, it's a nice 55-inch TV. It looks pretty cool. It's got a sound bar down the middle. It's got the second screen down below. And that second screen down below is entirely to show you ads. All day long, every time you have the TV on, all you will see are ads down here on this bottom of this screen.
Wow.
Right here, at least this part will always be an ad. You may be able to do some widgets. And the scarier thing was sometimes there will be an ad on the left-hand side of the screen. Like they just casually like drop that into their promotional stuff there. Like, no. I'm like, you're going to get your normal ads for watching whatever you're watching. Plus you're going to get their ads. Plus it's just, no, my attention, my data, all that stuff is not worth saving the $200 or whatever it is that this TV is probably going to cost you.
Right. Right. It's like at this point you're buying your privacy. If that's an option,
Yeah,
right? You're opting in to preserve privacy, right?
exactly. And that's one of those things where I'm just like, I'm not willing to give it up.
Yeah, and the thing with ads is that it's like, yeah, you can like let one or two slide,
Yeah.
but then all of a sudden, every single application that you have for entertainment, now it has an ad. Now that ad is taking your data and distributing it to different companies that use it for their ads. Now you're seeing their ads.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just like, oh, commercial time, it's like a whole business now. And
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
Yeah, it's a problematic thing, my idea. And this is not put out by like one of the big 5 tech companies like Amazon or Google or Apple, who already have your data and all that stuff. This is put out by Pluto TV. Now, they're a reputable channel. They do a lot of stuff. They've put a lot of stuff out there. If you're into streaming, you've probably heard of them and seen it. Still no. Yeah. I think we're both in agreement on that one.
Yeah.
This one was really interesting to me, coming from a thing of doing a lot of virtual reality and doing all those things. This possibility here was crazy. So the brief synopsis on this one is they took their test subjects, hypnotized them, and stuck their index finger, gets stuck with a needle. And if the needles are close together or far apart, they could tell where they were. Even when they weren't touching their skin because they were 5 inches apart, they could tell the needle was touching their skin because they believed it was touching their skin, and they reacted to pain just like if the needle was actually doing it.
Wow.
Yeah. Because they believed they were being stabbed with a needle, they felt pain. Even though they couldn't see the needle stabbing them, they just knew that it was there stabbing them, so they believed the pain was really going to happen.
Placebo.
Yeah. And it's really, really interesting about, and so it's a full article, as always, in the show notes for you, so you can go and read the whole article and dive into the source material on this one. It's just crazy. If They can feel like 2 needles in one spot, or 1 needle, or 2 needles in one 2 needles in one spot, or 2 needles in 2 different spots
Mm,
based on what you thought was going to happen.
interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Is this in the pursuit of any particular like research, or is this for
They're
the
trying to
effect of
figure
listening?
out how perception works, like what parts of your brain are firing when you perceive something.
Okay.
And rather than just them seeing that, hey, in virtual reality, as an example, you've got the visual and all the other stuff that says, oh, you're falling. So people panic and they think they're falling. They figured out that all you have to do is tell someone. And if they really believe it, they feel it happens. It does. Their body just physiologically reacts. So it's not like, ouch, and you think that you got stabbed. You did get stabbed as far as your body's concerned.
Right. And that's kind of like vice versa when you're referring to like people walking on like hot stones.
Yeah,
It's like the mind over
perfect
matter,
example. Yep.
right? It's like
Yeah.
the aspect of no pain is what they're
Yeah.
thinking about.
You feel
so
like
they're
you're
able
not going to have
handle
any
that pain.
injuries. You feel like you're not going to have any pain. You feel free to walk on it.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. Great point there. Yeah. That
Yeah, I
is.
need to train myself to do that. to not be so hungry all the time,
Oh, I don't know if we can do that. Oh, man, you're going to sell 1 million diet books if you can figure that one out.
Right, yeah, I'll let you know.
Yeah. The final story today, before we get into the Creation Station music stuff, is weird. Do you know how sharks breathe, Matt?
With gills.
Yes, exactly. They have to swim. The only way sharks can breathe is to have water flowing past their gills. That's why sharks are always swimming 100%. Sharks never sleep. Although they did find out that some sharks in Australia are actually smart enough that they will wedge themselves into like a coral reef and let the water just flow past them, so they don't actually have to work at swimming, and the water will keep on pushing them. And now hammerhead sharks off the coast of Hawaii have taught themselves how to hold their breath, which is weird in 2 ways. One, because you need to hold your breath to be able to dive deep down, because the deeper you go in the ocean, the colder it gets. And sharks they're not warm-blooded. So if they get too cold, they die. And if they hold their breath for too long, they die. But these sharks have figured out a way, have taught themselves and taught others around them how to hold their breath, dive down deep, hundreds of feet down, go in, grab their prey, and get back up to the surface before they run out of air and before they get too cold to be able to continue to move and breathe again.
Wow.
Sharks.
And this is a recent
This is
finding?
a new discovery that they have figured out how they're doing it. They're not quite sure when it developed, but they have finally been able to, now that we have all this advanced technology with drones and a lot of tagging, basically they put like a little Fitbit on the shark. We did that here in Broward last summer with our summer interns. We went out with the Anjari Foundation and did some tagging on lemon sharks and sand sharks here in off the coast of Broward and Palm Beach. And these guys out there were doing hammerhead research and put some Fitbits on them and found this weird data of, wait, they're not supposed to be down that deep. And it all rolled it to, this is what they can do. And it's like, what? But they can't go that deep. That's too cold. Oh, wait, they can't breathe. They can't. And why they hold their breath is because if they hold their breath, it keeps the warm water from the surface inside of them. And when they go down, they keep the warm water inside of them. So it keeps them warm enough so they can do their quick hunt and grab and then get back up to the surface. Because if they were to just keep on breathing the whole way down, their bodies would cool because all the cold water is coming into their gills.
Smart. Almost as smart as the dolphins.
Yeah, isn't that?
So, I don't think the dolphins figured that out yet.
No. Oh, no. They can do it for 17 minutes at a time.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. 17 minutes to hold your breath is exceedingly long.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is just a crazy, crazy thing there.
Yeah, who's smart now? Dolphins, right?
Who knew? I guess it's more if you're really hungry, as you were going for, you're going to figure out a way to get down there and get the good meat.
That's a predator right there.
Yep.
Don't sleep. Now you
Yep.
can,
Yep. Yep.
you know.
So Matt, you are our creator in residence out at the Collier City Library, where we have our creation station music.
I
And
am.
tell everybody what you do out there as part of your job.
Yeah, my job as a creative in residence here at the library involves planning and teaching a summer program that combines like music education and technology exploration. It really caters to participants of like all ages, but younger people is what we're really focusing on at this moment. I also manage the library's like recording studio with Greg. Mr. Greg works here too,
Yep.
professional audio engineer there. And we offer assistance to anyone using the studio, just making sure that they have what they need to make the most of the facility.
And folks, yeah, what he just glossed over there, yeah, professional recording studio at the library for free.
Yeah,
You need to
it's no
go.
joke.
Yeah, you need to
It's
get in touch with the people at Collier City. If you're
it's a
in the
great
area,
space.
you should be using it. And if you're out of the area and you're ever down here in South Florida, you need to stop by and see this place. I mean, we've got authors coming there to record their audiobooks when they're here on vacation and stuff. So yeah.
Right. And nowadays, like there are different ways. If you want to be like a recording artist, you can pay for somebody to like record your vocals and you'll get a great result, sure. But you'll have to keep on paying that, right? And here at the library, anybody who wants to be like an artist, a producer, a singer, songwriter, I want to teach them like the aspect of like independence, and that
Mm-hmm.
includes like knowing how to do everything yourself. So that's why we like the the word learning in the learning center of the Collier City Library, the learning center, we really want to highlight that word. And it's not just a facility that you can use the space. If you know how to use it, of course, we won't bother you. But the greatest part is that like myself and Greg, we kind of know what how to like use the stuff. So we're also there to really help you utilize that space if you don't know how to do it yourself. So if there's anybody interested in like audio recording, singing, songwriting, if you just want to record like an audiobook, we have everything and more for you to be able to do that here at this library. All you have to do is book an appointment. As a Pompano Beach resident, it's free. It's a free resource.
Free for everybody who has a Broward County library card.
Correct. Yeah.
And if you
And
don't
I
have a
mean,
library card, we'll still hook you up.
yeah, I mean, we'll get that going for you, no problem. But yeah, I mean, the Pompano Beach library branches, they're really doing a lot, definitely more than, it once was when I was growing up in
Yeah.
Pompano Beach. So it's really beautiful to
Yeah,
see.
libraries have changed a lot over the years, haven't they?
For sure. And, like I would have no idea that a recording studio was in here unless, I found out about it, of course. But, it's a real hidden gem in Pompano Beach. And I really think anybody who's interested in learning audio production or if they have anything to record, you should be here, man.
It's an awesome space. So now Matt took it upon himself because Google I/O was earlier this week. And I was like, we usually don't cover the big tech things because they're so special and you really need to know what a 20 nanometer, chip's going to do for you versus a 16 versus an 8. This is something Matt knows about. This is why he is working at that studio. So let's throw this up there. So Google did MusicLM, the music language model is what's up there. And so this is the AI test kitchen where we didn't log in because we want you to see the original page. Anyone can log into this for free and go experiment and try and build stuff. So tell them what they can actually build there, Matt.
Yeah. So AI has become, integrated in our lives already. It feels like it's only been a year or two, but there's definitely been a lot of development in the past decade with AI. And in the past year or two, you've really been seeing like applications that are actually like usable in real life situations. One in particular is ChatGPT, right? We've heard of that before on the podcast, which is essentially like your AI assistant. Any questions you have, if you need to formalize something, summarize it, whatever, put it in bulletproof form or bullet point format for a PowerPoint, you're able to do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's also another application from OpenAI, who is really like the forefront of all of this, right? This
Yeah.
AI stuff, aside from Google. But OpenAI, they created ChatGPT, and then they also created Dall-e, which is essentially an application, an AI application which will allow you to generate images from text,
Yeah.
right? So
And we did that
you'll
one.
be able
We
to,
covered that just like 3 weeks ago with the new
right,
version of that came out. Yeah.
perfect. So now that everybody's up to speed with that, now Google, they've introduced an application called MusicLM. Instead of text to images, now it's going to be text to audio. So you are able to create a small description of what you're looking for, maybe like an ambiance, maybe like a mood, maybe a genre, right?
Yep.
And you'll be able to create
Yeah.
like a loop for that. And there's
So
a couple
let's play
examples
this
here.
little clip here that's on there. I hope everybody can hear this. You can hear that? Do you hear that, Matt?
I'm unable to hear that, unfortunately.
I'm hearing it in mine, but I don't know that that's actually coming out on your end there, right?
I'm
You
not
weren't hearing it?
receiving
Okay,
anything.
yeah. So when you come to the, and as always, these are all in the show notes. That's just the generic, quick example stuff of what they're showing people, how you can use these things by texting.
Right.
That was a fusion of reggaeton and electronic dance music with a spacey, otherworldly sound. Induces
Right.
the experience of being lost in space, and the music would be designed to evoke a sense of wonder and awe while being danceable.
Right.
And it creates a
And it's pretty
30-second
accurate.
loop of music. Bam.
What it actually creates two of them. And it allows, and then it asks like, can you choose your favorite one, so they can kind of refine it, right? So they make two like 30-second clips of audio. You're able to download it, and then you can actually download it and make a loop out of it, so it's a continuous thing instead of just like an 8-second clip. So I just want to have a little fun with like all these applications that I'm using like in my everyday life, and kind of put them together, because that's when the real magic happens, when you're able to get something from here and there, and then put it all, and then it's an actual like product, right? So what I did for the Collier City Library, I hit up my boy Drizzy Drake, international superstar, rapper, singer, songwriter, ghostwriter, whatever. And no, so I went to ChatGPT, and I said, write me some lyrics in the tone of Drake about making music at the Collier City Library, right? So it generated some lyrics. The lyrics should actually be in the notes.
They are. I put the lyrics into the show notes already for everybody. Yeah.
So hopefully everybody can sing along. And then I went to MusicLM, and I generated a beat with the prompt. It was just like trap beat, melodic piano, motivating, and great for the gym. Like those were the exact words. And then I found a AI voice generator, which it seems kind of like just kind of not like official, but I was just able to use it just for this this project. And it was My Media AI or something like that. Not important. But I put all those three together. I threw the lyrics into that website. I got Drake's voice, and then I got all of those elements, and I put them into my audio workspace at the recording studio, and then I created a song with Drake about making music at the Collier City Library. And
now let's see how this sounds.
For everyone to play it.
Hopefully you'll be able to hear this, everybody out there. If not, we're gonna add this onto the end of the show to make sure that everybody can hear it in its full entirety.
No, unfortunately not at this moment. Are you able to change like the playback, like the audio preferences to?
No, it's not playing this one, only because it is not. It's not reading it as it's reading it as a video file and not an audio file. So it's showing video, but not an audio. Oh, it's not yours. It's our end over here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because it's definitely an audio file.
Yeah. No. It is. Yeah. No. It's in the streaming software. It's causing us that little issue there. But don't worry, everybody. This is going to be there for you to listen to. And
it's really good.
Yeah, it sounds fun, and it's amazing. So how much work did you actually put in to get that?
I did that in under 30 minutes.
To put a full 30-second song out. And
yeah,
it could have been
generate the lyrics, generate the voice, generate the the beat, and then putting it all together. Putting it all together was definitely the hardest part. I mean, like, all you're doing is creating prompts essentially, and now you're using AI to generate like whatever you want. And then now you're just putting it all together, right?
And that wouldn't have mattered whether it was 30 seconds long or a traditional 2 minute and 35-second song, or, well, I guess actually, what you're the professional DJ. How long is a song supposed to be nowadays?
Good question. I think 3 minutes has always been the standard, but like because of like our attention spans getting smaller and smaller, it's definitely in the 2 minute region somewhere. However, I try to make a 2 minute song, but like AI at this moment, like with text to audio or just voice generating, it's better to concentrate on just like a 30-second thing. I guess it's just easier at this point. However, there are full-fledged audio tracks. Like, so the track that I made was very rough, right? But there's actual tracks that are being like disputed by record companies.
Yeah, we covered that too. The one that was on YouTube 2 weeks ago. Yeah, the one that's
because they're so alike, the artist, right?
Yeah.
And it's funny because if you go, for those who are listening, if you're testing out the AI test kitchen with MusicLM, it gives you a few guidelines. And if you just try, if you're at home trying right now, if you try to type in like Drake type beat or Rihanna type whatever, it actually won't generate anything, because Google is on a very fine line of copyright infringement, and Google, as like an international corporation and company, like they have ties to like other companies of that,
and they need to make money by people playing their videos on YouTube. So
exactly. And they also have a streaming service, Google Play. So it's like they're really kind of in this tough bind where they are trying to adhere to those relationships and like the guidelines of copyright infringement, but at the same time they also have their own AI Bard, BARD, that has come out, and they've come out with like a fair use agreement, which is essentially the benefits of new technology such as AI should always outweigh any potential copyright issues that may arise from the technology. So this is directly like what Google is saying about their own AI, and now they are already running into problems with copyright infringement with audio and music and whatnot. So it's
we're gonna
nobody knows what's happening.
No, nobody knows what's happening, and this is not going to be settled law. And anybody who out there who tells you, "Oh no, the law says this is what's going to happen," no, they don't know. We're a new,
write the laws in
brand
10
new
years.
territory. It's going to take Congress quite a while, I think, to figure this one out.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here, Matt. This was really fun, and the lyrics of that song are pretty darn funny.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. I mean, I didn't write them, so don't.
I know that's insane. You pulled it off. So for everyone out there, if there is a library or a librarian you want to see featured on the show, reach out at creationstation@broward.org, and we'll get them on. Have a great week, everybody.
Take care. See you.